Today we're going to read one of my favourite books. It's called Koala Lou. We're going to look at the front cover first to see what the front cover tells us about this book. I like to look at the picture first, and the picture gives me some clues. I can see a big koala and a little koala. This is the name of the person who wrote the book. Her name is Mem Fox. And down here we can see another name, Koala Lou. That's the illustrator. The illustrator is the person who does the pictures. Before we read the book, we turn to the back cover to see some more ideas about what's going to happen in the book. It gives me some clues. I look at the picture first. I can see a big koala, a little koala, another little koala, and over here is a little numbat. There's some words here too. This is the blurb. The blurb gives us an idea about what's going to happen in the story. Let's read the blurb now. There once was a baby koala, so soft and round that all who saw her loved her. Her name was Koala Lou. Koala Lou is the firstborn in a large family. She feels sad because her mother seems too busy to pay her any attention. Perhaps if she wins the tree climbing at the Bush Olympics, her mother might notice her again. Koala Lou starts training right away. This tells me that this book is written by the same author and illustrator as another book you might know. It's called Hunwick's Egg. Do you know that one? We're ready to read now. Let's have a look. We go back to the front cover and turn the page. This is the title page. It tells us the title of the book. You could probably read it with me. Koala Lou. Here's the author, Mem Fox, and the illustrator, Koala Lou. Let's turn the page and get started. I always look at the pictures first. The pictures help me to know what the words will say. And then we read the text. The text is the words. There was once a baby koala, so soft and round that all who saw her loved her. Her name was Koala Lou. And then we turn the page. We look at the pictures first to find what words might be in the text. I can see an emu. I can see a platypus. Lots of other animals too. Let's read the words. The emu loved her. The platypus loved her. And even tough little koala claws next door loved her. Let's look at the pictures. And then we read the words. But it was her mother who loved her most of all. 100 times a day, she would laugh and shake her head and say, Koala Lou, I do love you. Whenever she stretched in the early morning sun, or climbed a gum tree, or bravely went down the track all by herself, her mother would smile and say, Koala Lou, I do love you. The years passed and other koalas were born, brothers and sisters for Koala Lou. Soon, her mother was so busy, she didn't have time to tell Koala Lou that she loved her, although of course she did. Every night as she curled up under the stars, Koala Lou thought about the times when her mother had looked at her and said, "Koala Lou, I do love you." And she longed for her to say it again. One night, Koala Lou had a splendid idea. Preparations had begun for the Bush Olympics. She would enter the Olympics. She would compete in the gum tree climbing event, and she would win. And her mother would fling her arms around her neck and say again, "Koala Lou, I do love you." Koala Lou began her training right away. She jogged and puffed and lifted weights and panted. She hung from a branch with one claw at a time till she ached. She did push-ups till her stomach hurt. And last of all, she climbed the tallest tree that she could find, over and over and over again. Sometimes her mother would watch her and ask, "How are you going, Blossom?" "Fine, just fine," Koala would reply. At last, the day of the Bush Olympics arrived. Koala Claus had also entered the gum tree climbing, and everyone knew how fast she was. But Koala Lou wasn't scared. She saw her mother in the crowd and imagined her saying again, "Koala Lou, I do love you," and her heart filled with hope. It was Koala Claus who went first. Her climb was a record-breaking 22 metres in 70 seconds flat. The spectators whistled and cheered and wildly waved their hats. "Can I do better than that?" thought Koala Lou. "I must." As she stepped towards the tree, a hush fell over the crowd. "On your mark," said the kookaburra. "Get set, go." Koala Lou leapt up onto the tree. Up and up and up she climbed, higher and higher and higher. Faster and faster and faster until there she was, right at the very top. The spectators roared and clapped and stamped their feet. But she wasn't fast enough. In spite of all her training and all her hoping, it was Koala Claus who won the gum tree climbing. Koala Lou came second. Koala Lou went off and hid. She heard the shouts of the Bush Olympics and cried her heart out. There she is, all on her own. When the first stars of evening appeared in the sky, Koala Lou crept home through the dark and up into the gum tree. Her mother was waiting for her. Before she could say a word, her mother had flung her arms around her neck and said, "Koala Lou, I do love you. I always have, and I always will." And she hugged her for a very long time. And that's the end of the story.